Right back here on the Seth Williams Show with Chris Aiken, and we are honored to have Miss Robin Swoboda on today. Hello.
Hello. Oh, Seth, guys, I should be living with the Amish because they know more about technology than I do. You were kind enough to send me a link, which I can't find. I couldn't even remember the password to get into my laptop because I had a plumber here who was helping me with the gas line to my new stove before the government takes them away. And I was moving it and ripped the tip of my toe and toenail off.
Ouch.
I'm in so much pain. I can't remember anything, and I'm trying to be of good cheer about it all. But anyway, so I was panicking. I couldn't remember my password. I finally got in, and I couldn't find your link. So thank you for sending it to me. And you're on my phone because now I can't find the email. I have stuff from Pottery Barn, Taryn Rudolph, Vienna Lineable, Nordstrom, Tandy Leather, Twitter, True Green Affiliate, Loan Marketplace, etc. Nothing.
I hear you. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry that you're going through all that today.
You are worth it. You are worth it, my friend.
I appreciate you so much. I'm good. People don't know you filled in for Triv quite, a few times, and It was so great, like getting to meet you and to know you. And I'm sorry they had to sit next to Carmen Angela as long as you did, but it was so great to actually to get to know you because I've always just admired your work, and you're just
thank you.
Not only you're such a professional, but you're just a great person. And
well, thank you.
You're an icon in this town, and I just respect you so much. And so I'm so happy that you were able to come on the show today.
Oh, you know what? I am honored, and I'm so thrilled for you that you're doing this, and what a remarkable story you have of courage and soldiering on, and your beautiful, sweet wife. You hit the jackpot there, Seth.
I did. I got lucky. I have to say, yes.
Yeah. And you told me a little bit about Chris. And Chris, it's nice to meet you here.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I think we can all three agree that we never know what life is going to throw at us.
No.
And it's just your attitude is the only thing that you can have control over. So here we are.
Robin, the interesting thing is probably like most of Cleveland, I feel like I know you already. It's not like I don't, we've spent so much time, whether you were on our TVs or for me, you were on The Fish right at the time my ex-wife was beating me up with Mercy Me's I Can Only Imagine every half hour from The Fish, but you were always on the thing. It felt like you were like one of the family.
Oh, thank you. That's the biggest compliment that I could get, and I have to say that I am God has given me, I don't know, the gift of transparency, I guess, because pretty much what you see on camera or behind the microphone is who I am in person. And I just over the weekend I was talking to the father of a fellow who was doing catering for someone that we all know in the music industry, who comes off as a regular person, but was so demanding, needing certain ceramic mugs to drink out of, and the cliche. Just brown M&Ms. And I'm like, you're kidding me. No, I go, this person is a regular Joe, just like us. And I was so disappointed to hear that. So what you see is what you get with me.
That's right.
But that's kind of funny. Somebody actually just Sandy said you stopped by the Slovak picnic on Royalwood a couple of years ago, and your positivity is illuminating.
Oh, How sweet. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to be negative.
So first, how are you feeling? Oh no.
Geez, Seth, what did you do?
I asked her how she was feeling. Now she's gone. Now she's hung up on me.
No, she got a text or something.
Could that be it? Could somebody call their phone?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll put her down here. Oh, wait.
There she is.
There she is.
Okay.
Did somebody call you?
Yes. My plumber who was here earlier, where is he? I have a little mini long-haired dachshund named Axel who was all over that man. I mean, he wasted no time. The minute the man got was being amorous with him, and then as he laid on the floor, he kept. I did a Facebook Live with it because it was truly funny, and Jim took it very well, but. Anyway, she was just trying to call me, and since I'm on my phone, I don't know how to.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't know how to, so I apologize.
No, it's fine. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I have, I'm having more up days now than down. They had me. I haven't had my 2-year checkup to make sure that everything is still in remission, but. They put me on a medicine, and anyone who's gone through, anything that any of us have gone through, it seems like the cure is worse than the actual, illness or whatever you had.
Mm-hmm.
But the chemo and radiation changed a lot. And then this medication that they put me on was horrible. And it was supposed to be the kind of medication that you get the least amount of side effects. Well, I think I got all of them, and some that they never even knew of. So I went off of it because I said I would rather have 5 good quality years than to take that and be depressed, and my cholesterol was shooting through the roof, my bones ached, blah blah blah. So. I'm doing great.
Well, that's one of the coolest things. That's one of the coolest things that following your journey over the time on Facebook and stuff. Your positivity, like Sandy said, is amazing, and you're an inspiration to so many people. I mean, you're an inspiration to me. I mean, I remember laying in the hospital with my stupid thing, going and even thinking about you. Say, I don't have it that bad, and she is such an inspiration to me to just get up and keep going and keep doing my thing. And you have to know the impact that you have on everybody that follows you. You really do.
You're gonna make me cry, and I don't want you to, because I cried at Jim the plumber. I cried about my toe after he left. But thank you. Thank you. It truly, I don't know. I've just always, I'm an overcomer.
Yeah.
Not an overachiever, but I'm an overcomer.
Well, Robin, when you look back over your entire career, which is, done so many things, national stuff, local stuff, you became a local icon, but then you went to and did the national thing with Ahmad Rashad. And, when you look at the wide breadth of stuff that you've done in this field, in the entertainment world, where do you start and stop as like the highlights and the struggle parts?
Okay. The highlight, there's no question. It was the years I had with Tim Taylor, Casey Coleman, and Dick Goddard on Channel 8. I mean, those were the best years in television, the best friends I had. Just everything was magical about that time. The hardest part was leaving it. Because I had, gotten married to Brian Wagner, who punted 2 years for the Browns.
Right.
And he was cut right after we got married, right after we got back from our honeymoon, because they brought Bill Belichick in, and he brought his own punter in. So Brian got picked up by the New England Patriots, and I had been offered jobs all around the country while I was, working at 8, doing the 6 and 11 with those guys. But I always said no, because I loved Cleveland. I loved my job. I loved the people here, the people I worked with. So here, you know, I'm brand new married, and he's going off to New England. So I was offered a job at NBC working with Gayle King. It was a show called Cover to Cover, and I turned it down. And then the vice president of NBC called me and said, we hope you'd reconsider. You know, if this show doesn't last, we have other jobs here at NBC that we would, you know, want you to be part of. So I prayed about it, and I took it. 3 weeks into the preseason. Brian is he's pushed back into his own end zone. He's got a punt from his own end zone.
Right.
His personal protector backs into him. Brian punts the ball right into his rear end, and he's cut the next day. He's back in Cleveland, and I am stuck in New York, where
God.
I did not. When I was young, all I thought about was going to New York. I wanted to be on Broadway. I thought I'd be a great actress. Blah blah blah, and I hated it. Nobody's friendly. Nobody talks in the elevator. Nobody smiles. So there I was, stuck in New York. He was back here. So fortunately that show lasted like 16, 18 weeks. And I got in trouble for talking about Cleveland too much on the air anyway. So they didn't ask me to stick around.
That's funny.
So yeah, that was the best, and then the worst. But
sure.
I've been really, really, really blessed with a great career, and worked with some great people. And of course, Jimmy Donovan and I, that was my last stint, was at Channel 3, and loved doing the show with him. So he is so funny and so smart and so quick. And I don't know that people know, but he does his whole sportscast without a prompter. I mean, everything, he just has these little notes, and everything's up here. And they made him read a teleprompter for the news part because that's, a lot of stuff to remember. But anyway, so those are the highlights.
Sure. What do you think of the state of broadcasting today? It's so different. Like, nobody's, even the eras that you're talking about, like Tim Taylor or Dick Goddard or yourself or Casey.
Yeah.
Everybody was a personality, and it felt like you guys were all local. It just doesn't feel that way anymore. Everybody feels plastic and not attached to this town.
Well, you know what, Chris? I will say this. Jim the plumber said something very interesting to me today. And he said, you were part of television when everybody watched it. Right. And everybody, it was, well, some people said that our show was must-see TV because I used to get in trouble by management all the time initially for the things that came out of my mouth. But, people have so many choices now. And when I was anchoring, you couldn't wear, or I wouldn't dare wear dangly earrings, or we couldn't wear sleeveless, back when I had lady guns. They're like, oh no, you can't wear sleeveless, nothing. Now, sometimes I feel like when you're watching certain shows, I feel like, is this what's on The Bachelorette or, The Bachelor and things like that? But I don't have cable anymore. So I pick what I want to watch on YouTube. I'm a big YouTube fan. But I think part of it is the competition for people's attention is so much bigger than it was back then. And sex sells to some people, not to me.
No. Maybe. Look, I saw you come up to that radio station wearing some of those jeans, and every guy was checking you out.
Oh, funny. Yeah. Right. That was my cowboy boots.
It was, one of those things. We actually tried to do a win a date with Robin on the show one time when Triv was out and she was filling in. It was, Call in if you wanted a date with Robin. And the lines were packed like you can't believe. Triv never got phone calls like that, like Robin did.
Oh, God bless him. I miss him. I miss that voice, voice of reason. Yeah. What a story. What a story he had, huh? And what a shock.
Yeah. It was,
but yeah, I still. No, it's not. No, nothing. I mean, how many local? I don't know. I mean, how many local people are on the radio now, rather than somebody in a studio somewhere, and then they just plug in the call letters and the local temperatures and stuff. So,
and it's sad. It's just like TV, like Chris was saying. Do you think it's the money? Do you think they just don't want to pay anybody anymore?
Well, that's a big part of it. I remember when I left Channel 3, I had gone down to part-time because my mother came to live with me, and she wasn't doing well, so I needed to take care of her, and I was just doing the 7 anyway, so they cut my salary in half. And when I left, he said, "I'm sorry to see you go, but I'll be able to hire 3 or 4 people now because of you." And it used to be, it's so interesting because you like I started in St. Joseph, Missouri, my hometown. Then I went to Joplin, Missouri. Then I was in Moline, Illinois, part of the Quad Cities. Then I got plucked out of Moline and ended up in Miami, Florida. And that's when I came here. And the people in Miami, to tell you what a different world it was, the people in Miami were so envious. They're like, you're going to a top 10 market or top 12, because Cleveland was a bigger, better market than Miami at the time. And that's the way it all worked back in the day. You had your AAA, and to use a sports analogy that I won't continue with because I'll sound like, who is it, Bob Uecker? But whoever that guy is that says the wrong things, Yogi Berra. That's Yogi it. Berra. I'll sound like Yogi Berra. But yeah, it seems like now they're pulling people mainly because back in the day you had your anchors who were also reporters. You had photographers. You had people who edited the videotape. Now they're pulling people out of school who have to do all those things. They do their own live shot. They do their own interviews. They do their own editing. Just a live truck shows up. They do everything and stand there and put their camera on a tripod, and they're a one-man band. Yeah. I would be crying. They have to. I left Channel 3 at the right time because they have to run their own teleprompter now.
Wow.
I can't, if I'm talking, I can't do anything else because I'll do it badly. So
now what's funny, you said you came from Miami. I think that was what, 86 that
yes.
You came here?
Yeah.
I lived in Miami and came up to Cleveland also in 1986.
Get out.
I was in 5th grade. And my dad was actually the sports editor at the Miami News at the time.
Get out!
In like 85, 86. And so he was doing a lot of stuff with the news there. But then we came up here. He was the sports editor for the Plain Dealer, but he got it in 86 and we moved up to Cleveland. So, see, we're like kindred spirits in that way.
We are. We are. Yeah, because you were in 5th grade and I was not. How old was I when I came here? I think I was 26 or 27, I think.
But see, now the age difference is so much closer. It's a lot better now. So if I wasn't married, I could win the date with Robin.
There you go.
Well, you'd have to fight Axel, although unless he's gone off with Jim the plumber. It's funny, but oh gosh, when I realize now that I'm older than Dick Goddard was when I came here, and I thought he was pretty old then. So everything is relative. Some little old lady came up to me and she goes, "My son grew up watching you," and I'm like, how old is your son? And he was the same age as me. So I just thought, oh, okay, maybe it was one of those failure to launch things.
Was Dick Goddard cool and fun to work with?
Oh my goodness. Oh, he and I would get in so much trouble. He was the best. He was, we were two peas in a pod, and people, it's so funny because I think there were actual rumors that, you know, we were an item at one time, which is not true. I loved that man, but I didn't love him, you know, in that way. But I'll never forget being in a meeting with management, and Dick and I and Tim and Casey were all sitting in a little tiny room, and our then general manager was trying to say the word sandwiching. He was talking about, because we had an hour to 7, which was new for Channel 8, and Channel 3, and they still do it. They have their 6 o'clock news, then national news at 6:30, and then another half hour of local news. So he said that they were sandwiching, and he said sandwiching, sand. He just couldn't get the word out. I am right across from him, and my head goes down, and I'm trying not to laugh. You know, you think of the worst thing ever, and you know, you're biting the inside of your mouth, and if you can, without anybody seeing, you pinch the inner part of your thigh. And I look over and I see Tim and Casey sitting on the sofa like little choir boys, and Dick Goddard is over, you know, right to my right, and I hear him laughing through his nose like that. And God sent a miracle to save us from this, because, you know, the Channel 8 is right there on the shoreway. Dick stands up and he goes, "Look, everybody, a flock of honkers." And it was just some Canada geese flying over. But he and I laughed. We were crying, laughing so hard, because that's not really what we were laughing at, was the poor man trying to say sandwiching. And not even acknowledging it, you know, not like, darn, I can't say a word. Let me try that again. Nothing. So that's the kind of guy Dick was.
Sure. Now, I had the opportunity to meet Casey several times, actually, and he always just seemed like, for a guy that was always busy, as he always was, every time I ran, and I was in the media too, so I always ran into him in media circles, and he was always busy. But he was always, to me, he was always a guy that if I asked him a question, he would come and just say, "Okay, let's talk about this," and talk to me for 5-10 minutes about anything. You know, how was he, you know, as a person in person, I guess?
He too, he was phenomenal. He was so, you know, well versed in sports and kind, and one of the funniest people I have ever known. I adored him, and not just because whenever he went to you know, back then, the old municipal stadium,
sure,
he would bring me a bag of peanuts. But he was it was funny because he was so busy, as you mentioned, Chris. Tim and Dick and I would go to dinner together every night, almost every night. Sometimes Dick and I would go out and bring it in, and there was all kinds of stories about that, including why I think Tim Taylor used to get kidney stones. Okay, so one time, I hope Tim doesn't watch this, but he probably knows. I probably have told him the story, but and now Dick can't take the blame, but. So we'd gone to Taco Bell to get dinner, and I got nachos and cheese, and Tim also got nachos and cheese, and you know, we got some other things. When we pull into the parking lot of the station, the one of the bags of nachos slips out onto the floorboard, and I look at Dick, And he looks at me and I said, whose nachos are those? And he goes, he always called Tim Brillo Head. He goes, they're Brillo heads. And I go, no, Dick. I said, I can't do that. He said, Robbie, he said, you don't know how many times I've gone to get that man food. He said, one time I got him a pizza and it slid out of the box across the across the pavement, and I just picked it up and put it back in. And so not long after that, Tim had an episode with kidney stones, and I said to Dick, I go, those aren't kidney stones, that's gravel.
That's funny.
So Casey was probably wise not to go to dinner with us, but he was always working. We would have our 1 hour of fun, and then we'd have to get back and, write the stories for the 11 o'clock.
Right.
So I promised somebody that they could ask you a question, if you don't mind, having somebody that I think they know you, but he wants to ask you a question, if you don't mind.
Oh, no. Okay.
Tony Masaccio.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. As soon as we introduce him, he gets a phone
There
call.
he is. There he is.
Hi, Robin. Oh my gosh. We go way back in 1990 when I was on the Big Chuck and Little John show. We were both like 12 and you were 15.
I'm always older.
That's right. And Robin, I gotta tell you, so I do this show with Seth now every Wednesday, and I'm the same way. He sends me this link. So I am a roving restaurant reporter. Actually, I'm gonna have my guy show you the food that's in front of me here. So every Wednesday, I have this in front of me. What a great gig, huh? Thank you, Seth.
No kidding. I would be happy to fill in.
Yeah, you can. I would love to. You know what? Let's make that happen. So the only link that I know is the sausage link. Robin, I got to tell you, I know. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you've come a long way from popcorn.
That's right. Actually, it's so funny. I had a partner in my popcorn business, and that's how I got to know these guys. I put my popcorn machine on the Big Chuck and Little John show, and Robin was my first customer. She bought a popcorn machine from me. I remember delivering it to you in Westlake, and she had $900 in cash. And she said, "Do you take cash?" I said, "My mom's Jewish and my dad's Catholic." "Yes, I take cash."
Nice.
I love you, Robin. I really miss you. Hey, Robin, one more thing. I know you do this financial show, so I got to talk to this guy because I just talked to my financial advisor. I'm 62 now. I'm going to be retiring soon. And I asked him, "What is my exit plan?" He told me I need a whole new life. I love you, dear.
I love you too, and you look great. You look great.
Thank you.
So,
Robin, you also.
Age has been very good to you.
I appreciate it. Let's make this happen. Let's do this on a Wednesday evening. I would love to have you come and join me. We would have fun. Okay?
Oh.
I'm going to get your information from Seth, and we'll do this. I love you. Bye, Robin.
I love you too.
We'll talk to you soon, Tony. Hang in there.
You got it. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he does every Wednesday. We have him on from a different restaurant, and he is so crazy, as you know.
I like a gig like that.
How are those days back then when you met Tony and a Big Chuck Little John show and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, that was, I don't know. I got to be, I was the first news person to get to be on the show. I got to play Catwoman, and apparently that shows up every now and again. And
I'm gonna have to find
I've
that.
seen what?
I'm going to have to find that one.
Gosh, the overacting was terrible. Mike Babb, who were my henchmen? Mike Babb, and I can't remember who the other one was. Oh, Dan Fike, maybe?
Nice.
Maybe those two guys, but they were my henchmen, and I was out to get Batman and all that. And it's so funny, how your mind plays tricks on you, because back then, of course I thought I was fat, and I see that and I'm like, darn it, now I am, and I don't know it until I see myself in a picture, and I'm like, What happened?
You are not, and you've always been so beautiful. Somebody actually during this interview texted me a picture of you that you signed an autograph for him many years ago, and he still has it to this day framed. And I wish I could show it to you, but he sent me this. It's beautiful. You're beautiful now. You were beautiful back then. And it's fantastic. And that's how much people love you. I've signed an autograph maybe once in my life, and they threw it right in the garbage after I signed it. This guy,
I don't believe it.
This guy has had an autograph framed by you for years.
Bless his heart. Well, there's one out there. There's always one.
Somebody wanted to know, was Don Webster on Channel 5? You know?
He was. Yeah. Yeah, he was. I joke and say I accidentally worked on Channel 5. And I said that in the company of the Channel 5 sales team, and the sales manager did not take kindly to that. And then I had to explain to them that when I left Channel, I was at Channel 8 3 times, but the second time I came back when Brian didn't think he was going to play football anymore, I came back to do the 6 o'clock news. And then my oldest was going into kindergarten. So I really always wanted to be there for my kids. And so I left there, and not long after that, Channel 5 came to me and offered me the morning exchange, which I did for a year with Channel 8's blessing, because they didn't have anything that they could offer me. And they canceled it after that first year. And then I was told that I had to do either the 11 o'clock news or the early morning news. And by a very, I don't know, you could write a book about the man at the time who was the general manager. He said, I own you. You have to do, you have to do what I tell you have to do. And I mumbled something about the Emancipation Proclamation and got mad and cried and left his office, and hired a lawyer who negotiated a contract for much better pay than what I was getting for the morning exchange. But I lasted 1 year. And in that time, Don Webster, had he retired? Maybe he was just retiring. So I got to work with Ted Henry and Mark Johnson, and goodness, his name is escaping. And Matt Underwood was doing sports then, who was a darling. Loved him. Loved them all. But anyway, so I couldn't, after a year, I had 3 children. Brian was going to school and student teaching. So I'd get home at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then have to get up at 6 o'clock to get my kids ready to get on the bus at 6:45. And sleep deprivation is a horrible, horrible thing. Sure. And so I made it a year on there, and then walked away. Right. So
let me put this up. Here's the picture.
There you go.
Oh, oh, I can't. I enjoyed the Cavs game with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I feel that's coming back to me now. Look at those bangs, man.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at those bangs. What? This is back when I had a lot of hair. One time when I was doing the news, they cut my bangs. The guy kept talking, and he kept cutting them so short that, what's that newspaper? I think it's still around. That kind of mean one that comes out once a week.
Scene?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. They wrote in there that I looked like Mo from the Three Stooges, that my eyebrows were so high. Wow. I know. Wasn't that cruel? So I thought about shaving my eyebrows off and then drawing them in halfway up my just so it'd look better, but then I might look like Nancy Pelosi. I don't know. So
we don't want that. We don't want that.
Just one last quick one, Robin. When you look at your career now, and you obviously you're still here, so you see what's going on. What do you think when you hear your name put in the kind of lore of all the icons in media history here, with with obviously the people that you worked with, but also people like Michael Stanley or Ted Henry, etc. You're considered in the Cleveland Mount Rushmore of broadcasting.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Gosh, stop it. I feel like this is my eulogy.
Definitely not.
Which is how I felt when I was going through my second bout with cancer. The people are just so kind. But it's so funny because when I first came to Cleveland, somebody said to me, "You are going to be the next Dorothy Fulltime," and I didn't know who Dorothy Fulltime was. Because she was off the air when I got here, but I understood that she had quite the reputation, and was known for being very outspoken and so forth. But a legend, and you know what? I'm just me. I want to cry, and I don't like it that you're making me cry. But I've just been so blessed. I feel like. Either people are blessed in love or blessed in their career. A rare few people are blessed in both. I have been blessed in my career and with healthy, wonderful children, and the occasional well-behaved dog. But it's an honor. It's an honor. But we're all just people, and we're called to love people. And to do good and be good because it feels good for the other person and, certainly for ourselves. So there's some amount of selfishness to it as well. But you guys have just made my day. I forgot how much my toe hurts.
Well, I can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough for coming on.
Oh, you guys.
And you really, again, it's been an honor to talk to you tonight, but it's also been an honor to be a friend of yours, and I at least consider myself
Likewise.
one.
Likewise.
You're a special person, not only to the entire city of Cleveland, but to everybody that knows you personally. And I couldn't wait to have you on, and I think you're just great. So I thank you.
My love right back to you, and my respect and admiration, and thank you for your friendship. And Chris, I want to know more about your story.
Okay.
Seth gave me a little bit of it, but
I'll send you some books.
Yeah, please do. But I just God's blessing on your podcast here, and just keep doing what you do, and hook me up with Tony for one Wednesday that will make the history books, I'm sure.
Without a doubt.
Thank you for sharing your show with me.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
We'll talk soon. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Robin.
All right, Robin.
Thank you.
Love you both.
Love
Bye.
you.
Mwah.
Bye-bye. Man, I'm telling you, I can't
All right.
express.
Sorry, Tony. We're not even going to you now. We're done.
It's up, her.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to go wipe my tears away and take a quick break. So
Yeah.
Then we'll get to Tony Masaccio in a couple of minutes. All right? Hang on.
Sounds good.
Hey, it's Seth. And I appreciate you watching today. And you can make a difference. For just $4.99 a month, you can help save someone's life today. It really does count. Every dollar matters. And you can change someone's life. Not these ridiculous dogs. Those are actor dogs. I'm talking about myself and Chris Aiken. I can barely afford a shave and a haircut or sleeves on a shirt sometimes. We could use your assistance today. Just go to the Odyssey app. Go to the Odyssey website, ODYSEE. Just $4.99 a month can change the world for someone today. Myself and Chris Aiken. We'll give you extra content. We'll give you bonus footage. We'll give you new episodes. Subscribe to the Odyssey channel today. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Don Dockin. When I'm feeling nostalgic, I always go to Pinball PA. You gotta go check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Stop what you're doing and start making memories at Pinball PA, located at 2284 Broadhead Road, Suite 10B in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. We have over 420 video games and pinball machines to play, and all games are set to free play, so no quarters or tokens are needed. Pinball PA is open 6 days a week, and is the best and most affordable entertainment spot in all of Western Pennsylvania. Check out our website at www.pinballpa.com for more details. Come visit Pinball PA today. Initials up.
Aaron Tees and Signs has become your complete one-stop sign shop. Call Jimmy at 216-299-9344. Their friendly and professional staff can and will help you build your company brand and identity from start to finish. One stop means you get a complete package from one location. Custom logo design, vehicle graphics, banners, t-shirts, storefront marquees, and so much more. Aaron Tees and Signs, 4883 Turney Road. Call us at 216-299-9344.
There's no place like home, and whether it's furniture, artwork, home accessories, appliances, or that one-of-a-kind collectible, Yellow Brick Road Online Auctions allows you to find everything you need from the comfort of your own home. The owner of Yellow Brick Road Auctions has been conducting online estate auctions for over 8 years by providing homeowners with a stress-free process to liquidate all items that have accumulated over the years.
I'm Melissa Mendici, owner of Yellow Brick Road Auctions. Log on today